Jschlatt and getting canceled. Name a better duo. No, seriously, I mean it. I think I see Schlatt get canceled multiple times per week. It's kind of insane at this point, just how often it happens. The problem with that is, when you get canceled multiple times, odds are the canceling doesn't ever work. And it has never ever worked on Schlatt. Here's how he got canceled most recently. I hope I'm up to date. Let me check. Before I start the video, I'm just going to quickly ask you to subscribe. It's super easy for you. It takes one click and it's super helpful to me. It encourages me to keep going. So thank you. Now enjoy the video. So I have a question to ask you. Do you speak more than one language? If you answered yes, congratulations, you might be racist. No, I'm joking. Or am I? Well, one Jebediah Schlatt was chilling with Quackity while Big Q was streaming, and it was revealed that Schlatt knows Spanish, and he spoke a little Spanish to Big Q. Big Q recited a Spanish prayer really fast, and Schlatt recognized that it was a prayer, and it was pretty funny. And so it's, yeah, cool. Schlatt is bilingual, except for some people, they didn't find it cool. They found it offensive somehow. Now, I may be exaggerating. In fact, I'm probably exaggerating because the whole, people getting upset over these things, it gets blown out of proportion because one person says that they found it upsetting and all of a sudden it's representing like a whole group of people. So I don't want to like fall into that. I'm not trying to say that like, sensitive snowflakes tried to cancel Schlatt on Twitter. I'm just saying there definitely were people who somehow got worked up about this, mostly because it's Schlatt. Most of the people were not fans of Schlatt prior to this. They probably dislike Schlatt because of what he's done on the SMP, which is all scripted, by the way. But those are, again, usually people who aren't used to, the edgy Schlatt jokes. But this wasn't even an edgy Schlatt joke. This is just him knowing Spanish. It's weird, and it just seems like so much desperation on the part of those trying to cancel him. Like, they need something to cancel him for because they're just sick of seeing him be successful, which is just weird. It's obsessive, and it's definitely not healthy. Like, I can understand, being a stan of someone and, like, obsessing over them in a good way, which I don't think is a thing, but you can still be a big fan of somebody. But to be, like, a big hater of somebody, like, to go out of your way to try and, ruin someone's career is, like, it's so weird, and I don't like it, like, at all, and I've said it before, but it isn't good. And again, Schlatt does a lot of messed up stuff on Twitter and on streams. He'll say a lot of out-of-pocket stuff. Like, most recently, he said he doesn't go on hood Twitter because he's rich and white, which is definitely not what he wanted it to sound like. But, I mean, he's made a career off of saying the most offensive things that someone can get away with. He's got a manager, he's got people making sure that he stays where he's at, because honestly, it takes one wrong move to slip up when you make that kind of content, but the fact that he's been able to stay atop of everything and be able to just not fall under and slip up once, it's very impressive, honestly. If you look at someone like iDubbbz, who used this offensive humor to his advantage for so much of his career, and then when it stopped being cool, he sort of, had to step away from it, and now he's almost sort of fallen off the face of the earth, and it's kind of like sad, but at the same time it's expected because you can only keep up that, hyper offensive shtick for so long before you've said every joke and people get sick of it. So I think, Schlatt's offensive, edgy jokes are definitely not in the same realm as iDubbbz at all. There's less racism. It's more just, I reckon the Queen will die in 2 weeks. I like that bit. Because, I mean, what if he's right, Eventually, if he keeps on saying it, he'll be right. The Queen will eventually die 2 weeks from a certain point. He's just got to keep it up. But yeah, with someone like Schlatt, it's like people are getting more sensitive on social media. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but people are getting more sensitive on social media towards, hot button issues, towards anything that can be viewed as offensive. And so it's harder, honestly, to, make a career out of, edgier, jokes. Because, I mean, there will always be a market for it, but that market is not going to be as widespread or as public now that it's, not cool to be casually racist anymore, which that's a good thing. But I think he's done his best to stay out of any serious trouble. And the small scale issues are honestly helping propel him to a larger audience even, because it's not bad enough to get him, pushed off of YouTube. So it will just get his name out there to more people. His subscribers, especially from the SMP Live days, aren't going to unsubscribe because of things like this or anything that he's really done recently. They're just going to laugh and say, haha, classic Schlatt. So really, this particular instance, Jschlatt knowing Spanish is nothing, and most people treat it as nothing, but to the very few people who actually did get offended by it, you need a therapist, I assume. You probably already have one. Get a better one. People are always out there to attack whoever is successful, whoever is doing well for themselves. So I guess that's just part of the problem. People attack Schlatt, people attack Tommy, people attack Dream. Anybody who is currently doing well is going to be hit with some negativity, and Schlatt definitely invites that negativity with open arms, and he promptly tells them to suck his dick and balls. So yeah, Schlatt gets pseudo-canceled over being bilingual. That's the video. That's what happened. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, comment your favorite offensive thing Schlatt has said, and I will see you in the next video.